Hello there, today I have G1 Transformers Lego Starscream. So here he is in his jet mode. Not exactly sure what type of jet he is supposed to be, but I think it looks the part. And it actually doesn't have a lot of undercarriage kibble in my opinion, which is really good. It's usually an issue with a lot of Starscream figures. Even though here it's very clearly just a robot just hanging underneath a jet, I think at least from the side it's at least harder to tell that's the case. A few issues I do have with the jet mode is the gaps here, obviously the anti-studs. These studs back here, they don't really bother me since if I put tiles over that, it'd be a thicker surface, and it's supposed to be a wing. It's not supposed to be that thick. And the cockpit section is really small compared to the rest of the jet. So yeah, those are really my only complaints about this this mode. So now that that's out of the way, now it's time for comparisons. Here he is with my Lego stuff because I had to, well, not because, but I did take apart Megatron and Optimus to make Starscream, unfortunately. Here he is with Hasbro stuff. The jet is 18 studs long. Wingspan is about 14 studs long. And the actual jet is about 4 studs tall, maybe 4 and 1/3. Now for the transformation, first thing you're gonna do is flip it to the underside, fold this piece down, then slide it over, and then swivel it to the side like that, down, slide it over, and then swivel it, put it up. That obviously becomes its feet. These fins fold back, and then what else? Well, actually, we should have taken the no raise off first. Then the next thing you're gonna do is these joints right here, just slide it up. Not really sliding, but like it swivels around like that, and then you swivel the arm back down. You can see how that changes in position, so it's the same thing on the other side. Once you've done that, you can move the arm up and swivel his hand around to the right side. And finally, since it's just easier for taking it off, you just swivel that bar joint to the side like so. Then you're going to stand it back up, flip it around, move the wings up a little bit, and this panel up too. Just gives you clearance to swivel the legs out like so. Now that you've got all of this in position, this is when you swivel this little section down right here. So once you've got the wing in this position, just on the bar joint that it's connected on, just angle it up a little bit so the wings are angled up. Same thing on the other side. Now that the wings are in place, just don't take that off. You just swivel this piece out like so, and then you swivel it around if it wants to cooperate there. Just gotta swivel it out a little bit more. And then you just fold it onto its back like so and make sure it's even. So that gets like that panel out of the way and it cleans up pretty nice. And now for the final part, gotta get this panel out of the way. Swivel it out on the joint a little bit. That gives you enough clearance to swivel the entire head around, up, and then compress it. And then this little clearance gap right here, you swivel this piece around and then fold the nose cone in, and then you just fold it all into place. And this is kind of an illegal technique, but it doesn't easily fall off, so I just leave it like that. And then you swivel the cheese slopes on his little intakes. I did it off screen because it's just really hard to do with how tight the connection is. Then you just swivel this panel back onto his back. And yeah, I believe that is it, other than just attaching his null rays. So in the jet mode, you attach it from this stud, but in jet mode it's a different connection, so you attach it by this connection joint right here. And there you go. That is G1 Starscream in his robot mode. This is definitely my favorite of the modes because of how accurate I got it to be, and just how clean it actually was able to transform to. There's actually not a lot of kibble. You could count this as kibble, but I just see it as heel support. And this panel back here is really satisfying, how it like swivels up and goes onto his back. And it also covers up those anti-studs, which is really nice. Even though the anti-studs are still visible over here. But the thing is, you're not really going to be looking at it from that angle. You're going to be looking at it from this one. And this is probably the best angle too. So for articulation, his head, I believe technically it can swivel, since it doesn't seem like there's anything in the way, but it's really hard to do. And then his arm doesn't do a full 360, obviously, because his wing is in the way. And then he has an outward joint if it wants to be nice today. Oh, I see why, because the wing is in the way. Hold on. Just gotta move the wing out the way, and, well, you can just do the outward joint like that. But yeah, as you can see, if nothing's in the way, it's actually quite easy to do. It's not the lightest joint, but it's doable without it breaking. Please cooperate one last time, thank you. And then I guess you could count the null ray as like a swivel on that bar joint, although it's you can just do this and the null ray moves with the arm. Trying to get a better angle right here. And then one downside about the arm is that the elbow is really high on his arm. So this is his elbow bend, and it doesn't look like an elbow bend. It just looks like it just doesn't look like an elbow bend. But it is there, and he does have like an arm swivel all the way 360. Although there's no real point in that when he also has a full 360 wrist swivel as well. And then no waist swivel due to how he's built. And I'll just move the arms out the way. Universal at the hips, kick up pretty far. Kick up that far, kick back, actually not too far because it's gonna pop off the entire torso, so can't actually kick that far. Kicks back like that far. And then it has an inward about that much, and then there's an entire like leg swivel right there, full 360, 90-degree knee bend. You can slide the knee, but not sure why you want to do that. Yes, ankle pivot, forward and backward, and this like ankle tilt thing. Pretty sure it can go most of the way. It can go that far, so that's really helpful. And if you want to slide the feet too, you can do that. And you can break it too, just like any Lego Transformer or any Transformer in existence. And I guess you can count this as the final piece of articulation. This back fin, it's useless. You can also use Megatron's fusion cannon if you want him to for some reason, although you have to move the wing way out of the way. Looks kinda cool though. I don't think this has ever happened in like any Transformers media, at least not that I know of. But it actually kind of fits. I mean, like, I feel like at some point Starscream would do this for some reason. I don't know what I'm talking about, it just looks cool. You can also hold Megatron in his gun mode like he does, but doesn't just throw him on the floor and just stomp on him for some reason. Or shoot him, or tear it apart. I don't know, something's stopping him apparently. Here he is with Hasbro stuff. He's about 13.5 studs tall. And here he is with my Lego stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.